We're learning more about what led to the president's decisive actions, and it could have been Maduro's dancing that was the last straw. We showed you those moves on The Will Cain Show. The New York Times reports Mr. Maduro's regular public dancing and other displays of nonchalance in recent weeks helped persuade some in the Trump team that the Venezuelan president was mocking them and trying to call what he believed to be a bluff. But in the words of the notorious B.I.G., he found out. Now we know.
First, the US launched an unprecedented operation in Venezuela last night, capturing socialist dictator Nicolas Maduro and his wife. While Venezuelans were flooding the streets rejoicing, Western leftists, including here in Australia, launched nationwide rallies against the operation. Now, Holly, I find this so ironic. You've got the Venezuelan people themselves who are flooding the streets, celebrating that finally they've been liberated from this dictator. And then you've got lefties, including in our own country, saying, hands off Venezuela. This is US imperialism. How delusional can they get?
Isn't it extraordinary that the professional protesters du jour, their little topic has changed? They've moved on from globalising the intifada to let's condemn the jailing of a narco-terrorist. I mean, these guys haven't met a dictator and a regime that punishes its people that it isn't prepared to support. And we see it whether they're supporting Gazans, and we know like how LGBT people are treated in Gaza, yet somehow or other we have queers for Palestine. I mean, let's just wait for the queers for Venezuela to come up. But I mean, it is just extraordinary that the way that they have just jumped on this anti-Trump brigade for whatever it is. I mean, look, it is extraordinary when you think of the international law around it and how that's going to be negotiated, but also the fact that there were arrest warrants in the US under narco-terrorism for Maduro, and they have what has been executed. And the Venezuelan population are rejoicing that this guy is gone, but they couldn't do anything about it themselves.
And this is the irony right here. Biden had a $25 million arrest warrant out for Maduro, but no one ever did anything about it. Trump got in and he said, well, if you play games, you're going to find out exactly what happens to you. And the other irony is you've got leftists who've spent the last 2 years calling Trump a dictator, calling him this authoritarian, rigging elections, and now they're out marching for someone who is literally a dictator, literally runs over protesters, imprisons opposition leaders, suspends elections. I'm starting to be genuinely concerned at the mental gymnastics going on.
These are the lefties who have spent the best part of 2025 holding up the No Kings protest sign. So no kings unless you are a complete dictator who, lets his country starve. Over 80% of Venezuelans live in poverty. Kids are eating out of garbage cans. A third of the population has had to flee the country. So unless you're that dictator, we stand right behind you. And already the hashtags of I stand with Venezuela. So you can turn to your Venezuelan next to you and say, no, I'd much rather your country be as it was before, 24 hours prior, when you were under this oppressor. Look, yeah, it is an extraordinary foreign policy move. I don't think I'm under any illusion, though, that Trump will do what suits Trump and that there are strategic moves here for the US. This is a country who holds the biggest oil supply in the world, and he is now apparently, running Venezuela for a while until we can find a democratic leader. And look, that type of power has got to be, it just comes in handy when you're negotiating with people to end wars like Putin, sitting around a table with China. That's quite a handy thing to have up your sleeve. But at the end of the day, you're right, the leftists are out there who claim to care about human rights. The hypocrisy, you could not even dream about it.
And it was interesting, Holly, because Trump and Secretary Marco Rubio explicitly cited the Monroe Doctrine, which says that in the Western Hemisphere, that is the US's hemisphere. No one else, not China, not Russia, not Iran, should have a foothold. Now, they were using Venezuela as a launching ground to exploit the natural resources, train their own people. It's just interesting to see finally a president who's actually willing to assert some authority.